Okay, a few more details in this episode. Talked about the mouse appearances in the previous version. Notice what happens here when the table is at the top of the document. I can easily have that down arrow show up when I'm anywhere near the top of the table. When there's multiple tables, some of the time you can be right on top. There's the I bar practically on the table, it seems, but I've just got to move it down a little bit until I get that appearance. So it's the same effect as up here, but it may look a little different. Some other ways to create tables, we use this to click and drag. There's a table menu, and if you choose Draw Table, that will show the Tables and Borders toolbar, which we could also turn on or off using View, Toolbars, Tables and Borders. But what happens in this case is this button is chosen, so there are all kinds of controls on here. Which I can change to get the effect. I can go back up here, turn off draw table, and now none of those tools are chosen. The main purpose of this, we mentioned this before, that these two things will show up when you move over a table. So you're going to see we're going to make some changes here, and they may not appear as tables after those changes, or not quite as clear. The main purpose of this is to click and select the whole table. So anytime I use that, I can click and select a table. A secondary use of that is that I can click and move a table. So now this table that was in the middle has been moved down here. Also notice that I've opened up the formatting palette, so there are many of the same controls that are up here, and they look just a little bit different, but they'll work differently. They'll work the same way, sorry. On some of the other episodes in this series, I used an older version which has a slightly different appearance of the tables and borders toolbar, but all of the tools are essentially the same and work the same, so don't get messed up by that. So let's look at a couple of these tools. We can use the draw table, and notice that I have a pencil when I move in here, and that is a toggle, so I can turn it on and off. Some unusual things here. If I click this, a lot of times in the past when we've chosen something like that, we see a change. Well, I don't see a change right away when I do that. But notice that I still do have the draw table turned on, and I still do have the pencil appearance in here. And now if I click and draw, that line style it's chosen is used to draw a new line. If I click on the eraser, and I click on one of the lines, that line is erased. So now I've erased a couple of those lines. So we can create custom tables with different structures and different kinds of lines by using these various tools to accomplish that.